Oh, hello there. Wow, I have monitoring on. I forgot to turn that off. Ay, suka, blad. Apizdiets. Hello. How are you all doing today? Out there in the chat? Hey. Hey, baby, sitting all alone in my courtyard, looking as if you have every right. All over the world, they call me Louis, but you can call me Mr. Goodnight. Surely the dandies that escort you places imparted a rumor or two about the parade of lovely faces that follow me. Surely they do. What say you to that J-tag so inviting, it's all I can do not to stare? What say you to them, past, present, and future, that you don't care? I don't care. If so, you'll be the first, and I'll give you the keys to the whip of your dreams, all right? All over the world, they call me Louis, but you can call me Mr. Goodnight. For your dryer heating element. Thank you. All right, let's see how much of this is working. Oh my gosh! Hey, baby, sitting all alone in my courtyard. Looking as if you have every right. Oh, Mr. Goodnight, he'll make you feel all right. Mr. Goodnight, make you feel all right. Mister. Oh, Vimeo works now too. Beautiful. Mister. Louis, your rhymes are and all that, but that's what we come for your streams for. I have too many windows open. Give me a moment. I have something I want to show you all before we get started with today's stream. Kind of excited. Actually, very excited. Mister. Mister. Hey, J-Tag, sitting alone in my courtyard, looking as if you have every right. Mr. Goodnight. Something I want to show you all today. You ready for this? So before we get started with today's stream, I just wanted to show you something that's I haven't had the time to address in a while because it's been quite busy here, what with moving and lots of customers and COVID and doing the jobs of the people that weren't coming because of COVID and all this kind of stuff. But I got the microscope light situation settled. And I got another, so the microscope light is going to look better when I zoom in because I got the new light. But check this out. Watch this. You ready? Let's zoom in a little bit. Here, let's get something in view. Ready? Do I have a little tiny SSD screw? What can we get in view here? You ready? What do you notice? You notice anything different? I'll wait. Do you notice anything? We need some Rossmann Corp shirts and any iPhone recommendation. Oh, phone recommendation. The cheap Motorola ones I'm a fan of. I used to like the cheap Motorola ones. I'm not sure if they're still good. How are we going to know when the T-Rex is coming now? Scene. Check this out. So this is at full zoom, 135 millimeters. Bang, 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 bang. And it's not doing the shaky, shaky, shaky crap anymore, which is pretty cool. Because I got a few toys here that I want to show you all. There's a few happy toys that I have here. First thing that I got is this. Check it out. Look at that. It's a overhead thingamabob. This is a heavy-duty stand for a tripod. And the next thing that I got here are these 2 5-pound sandbags that Paul recommended that I put on each side of this thing. So now I can zoom in all the way, and I can actually fit this in my office now, because my office is not this fucking bathroom anymore. I can have the desk be 3 feet out from the wall so that I can fit the proper mount behind here, so that now when I show you stuff on the overhead camera, it doesn't go shaky, 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 shake anymore. Awesome. And we got the zoom light, so we're getting somewhere. So let's get started today on a MacBook Air that's not working properly. The first thing we're going to do is remove the coronavirus from this MacBook. I noticed you're still angry at JTEX. Always. PP bus at 8 volts, but PPDC in stuck at 5. How? You must be working on one of the newer machines, I'm guessing. Where PP bus G3 hot is actually a buck. It's a buck converter, but it's also a DC to DC boost circuit as well. Actually, I'm cleaning mostly dog hair from this. So first thing is first, stop donating because you've given enough as an individual. You can put these questions in the chat. Secondly, what board are you working on? Thirdly, you're stuck at 5 volts because you're stuck at 5 volts for, well, actually any number of reasons, but PP bus isn't supposed to be 8. It should be 12.23 when you're stuck at 5 volts on one of the newer machines, but I don't know which machine you have, so that's a big part of it. But 5 extra feet of space in New York City, and you still claim you're not a millionaire. Yeah, I love it. I love it. So this office does give me the luxury of having space for stuff like this, and man, I like it. See, this is the overhead camera. This is the overhead camera that I used to use to show you stuff on my desk, and now when I adjust it, it doesn't shake anymore. Even if I tap the camera, it doesn't shake. Look at that. I'm touching you. I'm touching you. I'm touching you. It's awesome. So let's clean this thing because this is a dirty, 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 dirty MacBook. Let's see what's wrong with it. Man, this is so nice. I'm getting a working setup. I really am. I got myself a working SSD. I got myself a nice microscope light. Now all I need is a freaking magnet to hold my screws while I take stuff out of here. And here we go. But I'm getting I think the next thing I'm gonna go for is a dual monitor, because reading chat and looking at the microscope is hard because I don't have that. But yeah, I don't have my earthquake detector anymore, Agent K. But this is so cool. Look at this. Bam, 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 bam. My monitor's jiggling, but the camera ain't. Oh, that is no. That sucks, James. Those are usually dead 99% of the time that's dead CPU. If you're stuck at 5 volts on charger DC, okay. Here's the first thing. PP bus G3 hot is not just a power rail created by the machine; it's also a power rail from the battery. So, I'm guessing you don't have the battery unplugged. So if you're getting 5 volts on DC and 8 volts on PP bus, your battery is probably still plugged in which case you're not actually measuring what the board's doing. You're measuring the battery. And one thing to keep in mind here is that, as I say in all my videos, you need to have the battery unplugged whenever you're doing any of this type of work on the board. So that we're measuring what the board is doing, not what the battery is doing, or what the battery is taking. Secondly, I'm guessing you have another PP3V. It's one of two things. It's either A, U4700 is shorting PP3V3 R3V0 underscore AO into ground, or B, you're fucked. It's really usually one or the other. One or the other. All right, so here we've got the machine, and I can zoom, baby! I can zoom! Oh, this is so cool. I love it. Look at that. Look at that. I can zoom in on it, and when I zoom in on the computer to show you details, it just works. Look at that. Like it actually just works, not like a MacBook where they say it just works and then it dies for no reason because it's a piece of shit. But this over here is beautiful. I have zoom again. Look at this. This is so much more stable than it was at the old store too. I'm punching the table. I'm punching the table. I'm punching the table. And I could just punch the table all day long. I could punch the table until my knuckles break. And it's not shaky. I know. I shouldn't be this excited over the basics, but it's so cool. By the way, everybody, say hello to Kevin. Kevin has returned to work today after about a 2-month hiatus. We all welcome Kevin back. We're happy that he's here because Kevin being back, little things like this, mean I have time to fix the stream. Do stuff like get a microscope light that isn't a piece of shit or get an overhead camera that works. Okay. Ew. That looks like a piece of a bug over there. So the first thing we're going to do on this MacBook is the same thing we do on any MacBook. We're going to turn on the power supply, see what it's doing. I know, Hole. Twitch is annoying. It did the 2-factor authentication thing on login, and I don't feel like finding my phone to start streaming. A mod can change it. I'm sure a mod can change it. So, if there are any Twitch mods that can change it. So, first thing we do is turn on the power supply software. Twitch is so fucking annoying with that 2-factor authentication crap just to log in. I'm not finding my phone and unlocking it and opening up Authy just so that I can change the title of a stream. You people are crazy. Crazy! I can fix the board sooner than I can do that. Because I never know where my phone is. Okay, 18.5 volts. When Twitch fixes this bullshit with Restream where I can't change it from Restream, I'll do it. But if you go over to here, watch. This is kind of annoying. So if I go to change the title of the stream, select the game. See if this works. Look at this. Select a game. Where is just talking? Where's just chatting? No, I have to select one of these games. This is so annoying. Now I could go to Twitch, but I just refuse to do that on principle. Because when I go to Twitch, it wants me like sign in, no, not logging into my phone for you. Fuck out of here. So, the fan appears to be spinning. And if we take a look at the power usage, 500 milliamps. So this is turning on and working. So now I want to check the tickets and figure out why exactly it's here. Because this does appear to be working. Just turn it off, turn it back on. And the dead bug just fell on my desk. God damn it. That's what I get for making fun of Twitch. So they say it doesn't power up. Totally dead. Maybe it's not dead, but it just has no backlight. Maybe. Maybe they think it's dead because it doesn't do anything on the screen. Let's see. And the backlight is 0 volts. Now here's where I start to get scared. Here's where I'm scared. I'm scared because there may be no 3 volts going to the screen either. And I'm scared. Yep, 0 volts going to the screen. This is gonna suck. First thing I gotta do is brush that dead bug off my Ew, dead bugs. Alright, so have you looked at the height of the chips in the SSD versus the flat heatsink? Your SSD is probably bent onto the motherboard heatsink, screwed too tight. Are you saying that I caused my SSD long screw damage? Do you think that I, of all people, would long screw damage? For shame. I challenge you to a duel. I think this is bug shit over here. You know, I really don't want to take this computer apart anymore. Oh man, I think this is a Paul machine right here. You tell me what you guys think. I think this is either a dead bug or bug shit. Aren't you oh yeah, what is that? This is a Paul machine right here. Yeah. You know what? Here's what you get. Here's what you get. I'm going to zoom in on a squished dead bug. And you can just look at that right now. And I want you to think about this when you're eating tonight. Saying I long screwed my SSD. I want you to think about this. I want you to look at that. And when you're eating your Domino's pizza tonight, or your Thanksgiving turkey, or whatever the hell it is that you eat, tofu and rice, I want you to think about that little thing. It's whatever came with it. Philauts, it's whatever came with it. You're hungry now, Choops. Man, Twitch chat is savage today. Twitch chat is savage today. By the way, do we have a moderator in Twitch chat that can change the title of the stream? I mean the game of the stream. Anybody? Hi. I'd rather eat the bug than Domino's. You know, I'm almost there with you. I think I'll go vegetarian just for today, sister. Where is hi? There we go. Someone changed it. Awesome. Ew. Ew! Another piece of the bug just popped up. Oh no. Oh, there's more! There's more! It's moving. You versus Joris. Final destination, no items. What? That's confusing. I don't understand. Oh. This is why we wear gloves, folks. Corona is one thing, but this is another. I can tell which people have not been watching for a long time when they go, I guess he's wearing gloves for Corona. No! I'm wearing gloves because my customers are fucking disgusting. And send me all this infested shit to work on. Which is fine. You know, I'll take your money. I'll take your money while wearing gloves. Maybe I'll ultrasonic your money a little bit. Oh my god, my coworker was cleaning out a charging port in an iPhone and crawled out of bed. Gross. Oh no, it's sticky. Oh god, no. Oh, I don't want to turn it over. What's it going to be on the other side? Oh, bug legs. I don't see any corrosion. I don't see anything obvious. I'll blow it out with some compressed air. Mobile designers think SSDs are flat. The heatsink on the NAND isn't that big a deal. James Hancock says, take my money. God damn you, James. I'm going to ban you. Thank you, Joris. Do you ever have the pleasure of telling your customers they're disgusting? I had to do that over the last weekend, actually. Yeah, this one guy brought in a machine that was unfortunately infested with cockroaches and little eggs, and I just told him, I said, I can't do this. And he goes, why? And I said, you know, I've had infestations from this before. We just moved. I just got rid of a cockroach infestation that was here. Cost me hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and I'm done. I don't want another cockroach infestation, man. Not for no fix, no fee on an A1466. It's like the max I get is $250 if I fix it. If I don't fix it, I don't get the $250, and I get the cockroach infestation. It's not, like, the risk reward isn't there. Okay. I think this board got killed by pure nastiness. So I'm just going to use the compressed air out front. This machine has dead bugs all over it. You want to not wear a mask, mofo?
Yeah,
Here.
Oh,
We're coming up with new methods of discipline here. Hi, Anel. How's it going?
Oh, you want my magic? Oh, is this a board you're gonna give to Paul?
No, this is you're not wearing a mask, and this board had dead bugs all over it. So.
Oh, dude.
I have to blow this outside. Sorry. Always just long enough. Huh. All right. Thank you so much. This actually works.
What?
It's easier than shooting people with BB guns. That's when you ultrasonic it first. Headphone users prepare. Well, the Twitch chat knew it was coming. One day a friend found 2 condoms inside a client's computer. Hard drive was completely dead, so he never knew how much there was. Ugh. How do you get a condom inside a computer? There's not really much that you can do with it. Like the Thunderbolt port, no. Headphone port, maybe if you're a bird. CD-ROM drive, I don't see that. Yeah, man, like what would you do with it? Kind of curious if this thing is fixed by sheer virtue of it being less nasty now. Indeed, Chris Kelly. I don't know. Ask Amaranth. Amaranth would know the answer to that question. If anybody has tested that yet. Alright, let's see. Do we get 3 volts on the screen? That would be funny if we do. Nope. Now you may notice that this machine is supposed to turn on, off, and then on, right? The 820-3437, when disconnected from power, and then put on power for the first time with no battery, it's going to turn on, and then the fan turns off, then on, then off, then on, then off, and then on. But here, it's not doing that. You're not getting that RTC reset. Now, you know how there's a lot of motherboards that have a battery on it? The battery is going to be on the board not just for settings, but also for the clock. It's going to remember what time it is. And if you take that battery out, it no longer remembers what time it is. Ew. So the same kind of concept goes here. Now, you may notice that the machine, when you turn it on and off with this model board, 820-3435 and 820-3437, is that when you turn it on and off, as long as the battery is not unplugged, it will turn on. But if you unplug the battery and then plug it in, or you plug the battery in for the first time, it'll turn on, off, on, off, on, off, on. So this tells me that the clock circuit is going to affect the behavior of the fan. And I'm going to use that here to try and fix this, the knowledge of that to fix this board. Because it's doing that, it's not doing on, off, on, off, on, off, on. So it makes me wonder, is there an issue with my clock? So let's take a look at the board view and schematic for an 820-3437. I'm going to put that right here. I'm going to put that right here. Now over here, U1900, that's my clock. And you need a working clock. Came for the Dota 2, stayed for the Mac bashing and repair. Don't delay, kill Macbook today. So here we have a clock chip. So let's just take a look at what the clock chip looks like on this board. You know, see if we got something that we can look at and something usable here. And what do you know? When you take a look at the clock chip area, the first thing that comes to mind for me is that it looks kind of corroded. Now doesn't it? Corrosion. Wow. It's like almost like corrosion doesn't belong in a MacBook. And the sad thing is what's causing this corrosion is most likely the poop of that bug. Because like this, you saw there was a bunch of little dead bugs and shit here. Ugh. Now you see how when I'm scraping here, this red stuff is coming out? That's board blood. This is board blood. So that's kind of, that means that's mostly rust, some board blood. Boards do bleed. I believe Biggie had a song about that in 1992. It's called Boards Bleed. So you scrape, scrape, tie this into place. We're going to see what this stuff is going to in a moment. Okay, now if you take a look on the schematic and board view, you'll see that that probe point that's nasty is supposed to be attaching this capacitor to this part of the clock chip, using you as my mentor. Thank you, Kerry Scott. Hopefully you learned something to the actual clock chip itself. And it seems like we have a break. So if you zoom in, which I'll be able to do now. Check that out. Look at that. I can zoom in all the way, and you still get a good picture. Look at that. Look at that. That's beautiful. The link is broken. Totally broken. So what are we going to do about that? Well, reattach everything, right? Okay, so I'm really zoomed in here. I love my new toys. So I'm gonna try soldering this. See, we have some European people in the chat today, so I'll try to be nice and pronounce solder with the L, that it doesn't belong there. But if you say it belongs there, it's okay. Wouldn't want to hurt your feelings now. Let's get started. So we clean the area up a little bit with some alcohol. First thing we do here is add some flux. See where it's not making connection? You see where it's broken? It's really, really hard to tell, but it's right here. Right at the end. The tip of the knife right there. How's the PP bus hanging today? Oh, you know, it's doing all right. Washed it this morning, washed it again once I got to work. Making sure the PP bus is in good shape, good standing. Why no subscription button on Twitch? Ed, in order to get that subscription button, I had to sign an agreement that said that I would not live stream to YouTube at the same time that I'm live streaming to Twitch. And I didn't think that was a good agreement or arrangement. So how about this? So here's the way this sounds. So you have a job, right? Let's say you make $20 an hour, and you'd like to make more money, but whatever. You make $20 an hour, you're able to pay your rent and pay your bills. I'm going to offer you a job. I'm not going to tell you how much you're going to make, but in order to make this amount of money behind this door, you need to quit your current job. How's that sound? And you can't go back to it. How's that sound? Now, if behind this door is $50 an hour, that's awesome. If behind this door is $5 an hour, you just got fucked. That's the way that Twitch negotiates. As a result of it, I don't know. No. It seems to work for Amaranth, says Joseph W. Fogle. Well, Amaranth has assets that I don't, that are going to assist her with regards to streaming on these types of platforms. I think that's too much HDR. Yeah, we're going to lower it a little. HDR kind of makes everything look a little washed out. It's not the end-all be-all that people make it out to be. So, we tin that cap. Now we do this. I'm actually going to turn the board around a little bit to make it more comfortable to work on. One thing that you should remember is that you need to be comfortable, not the board. So, I was like trying to really figure out how to make this put this on the desk in a manner where it's comfortable to work on, and I was, rearranging my iron and tweezers and all that, when in reality, just turning the board around was so easy. Because once you get into this mindset of trying to solve a problem, it's really easy to forget the basic, simple stuff like, hey, it probably makes sense that you just turn the board around before you work on it. It's easy to forget this stuff when you're in the middle of trying to solve a really cool problem. Linus is streaming on YouTube, Flowplane, and Twitch at the same time, and he has a sub button. Something tells me that if you're making millions and millions of dollars off of YouTube and Twitch, that you get a different deal than I do. Is it possible to live stream on Vimeo? Probably a stupid question, but I actually do live stream on Vimeo, and I'll link you to it right now. Yeah, something tells me that Linus has a slightly different agreement than I do, based on the fact that he has way more pull. He has sponsors. He has people that are willing to pay to watch his platform. He got like 9 million subscribers, 1 million subscribers. Dozens of sponsors paying hundreds of thousands of dollars, 0 sponsors. There's you're going to be able to negotiate a better deal if you're Linus. So where's my link to this? Yeah, Vimeo's interface is pretty bad. Let's see, how do I find the link to the event? Here we go. Alright, I just posted a link in the chat for the person who asked. By the way, Twitch sub revenue when you're affiliate is a straight up scam. Explain, I'm confused. Mixer from Microsoft. I don't even know what that is, but anyway, we're getting far outside of the purpose of this stream, which is to fix a board. So I'm gonna go back to fixing this and fuck Twitch politics and all that. Alright, so let's get this going. So I'm gonna run my wire like this. Now I'm not just soldering it to the path, I'd also like to solder it to that crystal area, solder pad as well. Just so I get something that will more stand the test of time, you know? I want for a board that I fix to be able to be dropped off of the side of a building and still have, at least, the very least, the circuit that I worked on function. The rest of the machine can be destroyed, but the part that I worked on, I got some pride in, you know? But you don't want to make the wire too long so that the point that it's an antenna. Because it's easy to make the wire too long, and then it turns into an antenna, and then it messes with your clock chip, and then nothing works. A happy little sea of flux. Maybe a little bit of HDR. There you go. Okay, I'll keep the HDR on 1. I've never soldered. Is flux to the surrounding area is kept cool? No, flux helps solder flow. Alright, there we go. Now I'm going to wait for this to cool off a little bit, and once it's cooled off, it will be ready to be tested. So here's my board. Now I'm going to cool it off using what's called rapid cool technology. Rapid cool technology right there. Bam. Better than anything they've got at the Apple Repair Center. Yep. I know, VG Burnsy, I know. I need a mod to change it. Mod! 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 Fine, I'll get my phone and log in via Authy so I can change it. Ugh. Here. Remember this computer for 30 days. It's $150 for you, $350 for Twitch. Wait, that's a bullshit deal. They want me to give up. Wow. Oh, fuck that. Yeah, I would never sign that shit. Yo, they got some balls. Ah, shit. Log in. Oh, there. Okay, you're a mod. Bam, so you'll be able to change it now. Who else can? Okay, so the rapid cool technology is done. Now we're going to see if we get the expected behavior from this board. Now remember, the behavior that we expect from an 820-3437 when powered on is turn on, off, on, off, on, off, and then on. So it turns on, and then it turns off. And then it turns on, and then it turns off. And then it turns on. Now you can fix it, VG Burnsy. And it's good. And if I plug this in, you're going to see a picture on the screen. Or you're going to see a question mark folder, actually. Yeah, you'll see a question mark because I unplugged their SSD, so I wouldn't corrupt the operating system. I'm firing every Twitch mod right now. You're all fired. Okay. All right, as you can see, we now have a question mark folder, and the camera's focusing on it, the reflection of itself, which is kind of funny. Let's see. There we go. Manual. See that? It's working. And I could also do this now. See that? Look at that. Watch. I'm going to punch the death. Bam. No more shaky cam. Isn't it beautiful? I love it. So let's go over what it was that was wrong with this board and how I was able to figure out what was wrong with it, what my troubleshooting process was, so that you can understand in the future in case you're troubleshooting a board with a similar problem. The board was turning on. It was taking the 500 milliamps that it needs, but it was stuck. It was kind of working the way that you would expect your computer to work if... Thanks for inspiring me to get out from under the thumb. EE Tech from New Jersey. Thank you, Uncle Stevie. That's very nice of you. I hope you got somewhere with it. All right. We shall hold a moment of silence for shaky cam. Yeah. All right, so let's go over what was going on with this board and why it wasn't working. So when I opened it up, the first thing I noticed is that the owner of this machine is absolutely disgusting. Unfortunate reality of life, but a lot of the machines that we get are filled with bugs or bits of poop or cockroach eggs and all sorts of just gross things. That's why, again, I've been wearing gloves and cleaning these things off long before Corona, because this is the reality of the job. But we open it up and it is turning on. It's taking its 500 to 600 milliamps. But even though it's taking its 500 to 600 milliamps, it's not actually activating the screen. So I noticed that it was turning on, but I didn't hear that dong, the MacBook chime. And then I went to check the 3 volts that goes to the screen, because at first I saw there was no backlight. But then when I checked over here by the screen itself, if you look at J8300, J8300 is going to have on it, right here, it has backlight, but it has screen power. Down here, you're going to have 3.3 volts that goes to the LCD to power it on. And that was missing. And if you go back here, you'll see that that is sent to the screen once this chip gets EDP panel power, which is going to come from the CPU. So the machine was essentially brain dead. It was acting the way I would expect a desktop to work if you pulled out its BIOS chip and turned it on. If you take the BIOS out of your desktop PC and you expect it to turn on, it's just going to give you a blank screen. It's never going to post. This is doing the same thing it wasn't posting. The other thing I noticed is that the fan just spun when it turned on. Span. Great job, Louis Biden. But anyway, the fan was spinning, but it wasn't doing what it usually does. On this model machine, if I unplug the battery, same as if I unplug the battery inside of a desktop computer motherboard, it's going to forget the time. But one of the things it also does when you do that is it'll turn on, then off, then on, then off, then on, then off, then on. So I figured, okay, well, the on-off, 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 on thing only happens when I unplug the battery or when I unplug everything and then try to turn it on for the first time when there's been no power. Well, you stock the 110 volt quick heating element on your website. Can't find it anywhere. I'm done stocking Quick stuff because Quick have been cunts to me as a company. So I'm not stocking their crap anymore. Fuck them. Fuck that whole concept that I wire them money and you ship my stuff a month later. Fuck them for only shipping stuff after I've asked them 3 times. Fuck them for giving my competitors a 10 to 20% discount when my videos put them on the map as far as being a competitive product to begin with. So no, once I run out of them, and I think I have 1 or 2 left, I am never selling a Quick thing again. They have, like, you have to understand how frustrating it is to say, okay, how many Quicks are in stock? Nothing. Then we email again. Oh, we'll check the warehouse. Email again. Okay, we'll check the warehouse. Email again, then we'll check the warehouse. Then they finally tell you. Then you email, then they say, okay, how much is it? We'll let you know. How much is it? We'll let you know. How much is it? A week later, we'll let you know. And they tell me how much it is. Then I say, hey, just ship it. Oh, no. Oh, crap. We haven't received proof of your order. And I say, yes, you did. I emailed it to you within a nice little attachment of the wire transfer last time. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, we'll get this shipped. 2 weeks later. Oh yeah, we didn't know that you paid. It's like for 2 fucking years straight. That's what it's like dealing with that company. Like, no, never again. I'm done with them. They have no concept of how to deal with customers. And it's... Anyway, back to this. So I associate at this point that that fan turning on, off, and on thing is going to be associated with when the machine, something's going on with the clock circuit. So then I decide to look on the machine for the actual clock circuit, the RTC circuit, real-time clock, U1900. And then when I looked at this area, you see that there's corrosion. There was specifically corrosion between the part that is going to be going right up here on pin 4. So where pin 4 is going to attach to Y1905. So pin 4 is going to be a 25 megahertz clock, and that's going to be attaching to Y1905, which is a crystal. And then it seemed like that connection was broken by a piece of poop from a bug. Bug poop killed this MacBook. We reconnected it, and now it works, and now we have a happy little MacBook. So hopefully you understand what my troubleshooting process was. Now, to be clear, it's not written down anywhere. It's not like you get a book that says that it's a clock issue when the fan is spinning, blah, blah, blah. It's just something that you notice when you work on this machine over and over, which is why it's really important to be always observant and have an analytical mindset when you're doing this stuff. So it's just something that you're going to notice. When you turn the machine on, it just turns on. But when you're working on the board out of the case, the fan spins, and then it doesn't. And then it doesn't spin, and then it does. And then it does spin, and then it doesn't. And eventually, if you're actually paying attention to that little detail that's inconsequential every other time you fix the machine, you'll be able to recall that detail right now. And you'll also be able to take that detail and combine it with the fact that, oh, that always happens when the battery's unplugged. Why? Oh, when I unplug my desktop PC, it loses the track of time. Why? Oh, when I unplug this machine from the battery and the charger, it loses track of time. Why? And you'll combine all that. So that's why when I looked over this board, the first area that I decided to look at was the clock chip area. You always need a hint, because if you don't have a hint, then this job becomes a complete and utter nightmare. Because as you can see, in an overhead camera that's no longer shaky, shaky, shaky anymore. I know, I'm just having too much fun with this. I could just bash my desk in and it just goes back to normal immediately. Love it. There's so many different components and pathways on this board that if you don't have a hint, you're screwed. So that's it for today. I hope you learned something. And I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye now. Cut! For an A2149 MacBook, for the 16-inch MacBook Pro. I forget the board number on that one. my daily computer? This one, the one I have at home, and a ThinkPad P50. You're not going to make me list every single part in my computer now, are you? You madman? Okay. That one is in sell customer. Beautiful. Mario says, greetings from Vimeo chat. Why, hello, Mario. Yeah, it is lonely in Vimeo chat, isn't it? Oh, yeah, I have a Threadripper 2950X here with a Samsung SSD that keeps dying once every 4 months. Samsung 970 EVO, piece of shit. And then to record my videos too, I usually, like my storage array on that is 3 micron, 2 terabyte SSDs in RAID 0, some water cooling setup, and I think 32 gigs of RAM. At home, I have an i9 7980XE that I actually got for free, which is slightly more powerful than this, but costs a fuck ton more money, but I didn't pay for it, so it's okay. I had some student a few years back that had a severe case of affluenza, and he upgraded because he thought that his i9 7980 was too slow, so he just gave it to me. He was a student of mine about 3.5 years ago, so he just gave me this thing, which is it's a fucking monster. But in this computer, I have a Threadripper 2950X, I believe. Yeah, what's this get? Actually, shit. This is faster? I didn't know this was faster. Let's see. I thought that i9 was faster. What do I have in this computer? I have a 2950X. Okay, shit. I guess my Threadripper is actually faster. For some reason, I thought the i9 was faster. Yeah, so I have this at home and this at work. For some reason, I thought this was a 27K score. I don't know what I'm missing. But yeah, I have this thing. Why does it say price change 765? First seen on charts? Yeah, never mind. This is the one I have. And I think I have an RTX 2080, which I use for Dota and Street Fighter 4. Total waste! Any tips for beginning repairers? Too general. Yeah, too general. I don't know. Find stuff that you could work on your own time that does not have a customer calling you every single day to bitch about it, so that this way you can figure things out on your own. And have a known good of whatever board you're working on so that you have something to compare it to. All right, we're going to grab another board. Someone said the probe should go deeper and have a much brighter light with regards to this probe that was heading into this halogen light. Is that true? Maybe. Let's see. Shit. Try not to guess my name. I guess my name. James? Okay, I gotta find another board to work on and also get myself a burrito. Be right back. Let's pick something at random from the queue. Matt, I was very wrong there. You managed to turn the computer on after removing the battery, however, very unstable. The screen would come on and off. Keyboard and mouse showed missing. The tech had to use an external monitor to back up and wipe the drive. That sounds like boring. Too many issues. Someone in the chat that wants to be my sugar daddy so I can get myself a Threadripper 3990X. What's that? Let's see. How good does that do? Oh, wow. Holy moly. Cajoli. Okay. That's fucking crazy. But see, you need a different socket. That's the lame thing. It doesn't work on my socket. What's the best processor I could get on my socket, actually? I'm curious. So I have this STR4 one. Do I have to get a whole new board and like a whole new heatsink mounting shit and all that if I wanted to get a better one? Let's see. STR4. No, I want a CPU. Let's see. CPU, processor, desktop, AMD socket. No, not all AMD sockets, you fuck. STR4. More expensive is going to be more betterer. Highest price. Okay, so if I was crazy, I could get this one. If I really was crazy. And what does this do? Alright, so, what? That's the same fucking thing as mine. Am I missing something? I have this. Wait, there are really people that will spend twice as much to get this? They fucked up something. No, you're fucking with me. You're fucking with me. 3147 to 3296. Your browsing history is now accessible to the FBI. Indeed. I've been reading through this really, really long Mother Jones article on private prisons that was written in 2016. It got me very interested in that entire industry. Like, how has someone not created a prison that does the exact same thing that Geo or Core Civic do, but just not pay the dividends to shareholders and then charge the taxpayer less money to run the prison? It seems really inefficient because you're paying. So I don't understand this, and perhaps someone can explain it to me because I'm totally confused. So you have a prison that is run for profit, fine, whatever. You know, it's a for-profit prison. But then in addition to making profit for themselves and the CEO and all their employees, they distribute a 10 or 20% dividend to every shareholder. Doesn't that mean there's enough money that you could simply run an identical prison, but just not give a bunch of random people that have nothing to do with the prison money for no good reason? Very confusing. Like, there's somebody there has to be either corrupt or lazy. It's one or the other. Hello. What name?
I don't know, but it's 662.
662. Thank you. Buy greenies for BlackBerry and Clinton. Why would not give random people money? How are they supposed to own a living? The shareholders are not random, they're friends of the directors. I enjoy when my message massages Lewis's brain and he starts to talk. I'm looking to spend £250 on a CPU, RAM, and motherboard. Get an Arduino. But like if the private prison is corrupt and you're able to run a prison while paying all these people that have nothing to do with running the prison, then why can't you just run a prison yourself and then not charge the taxpayer that money? Because every cent that is being paid out to a shareholder as a dividend is a cent that is not saved by the taxpayer of that locale. It's incredibly confusing. And it's not even like I'm trying to be a communist. I'm just thinking, like, how do I put this? If I pay someone to clean my house, right? And then that person shows up every single day driving a Maserati, it would trigger in my head, how can you afford the Maserati? Now, it's just, oh, your only job is cleaning my place. Okay, so let's see. What am I paying you to clean my place? Oh, you're charging me $1,000 a day for the Mr. Clean. Okay, now I get it. Okay, now I'm going to save money and do it myself. Because saving money is a part of capitalism. It's a part of like figuring out how to save money so that you spend less to get the same product is a fair part of capitalism. Look in the unions for COs. I was looking at that, but the Mother Jones article made it seem like they get paid nothing. Like they were getting $7 or $9 an hour, which is virtually nothing. I did a lot of research into it, and I was looking up like how much money they make, how much cash you have, how much money, where are you getting all this money to give to every shareholder? Very curious. And apparently the Norwegian prison system is something like 90,000 a year per person, whereas here it's like 37,000. But it was very interesting to me that seems to be the industry that makes more money than everything else. Because I was thinking that it would be in like cigarettes or something like that. Even those companies only have a very small dividend. In contrast. Okay. Time to find another MacBook. There's a very good Mother Jones article from 2016. Regardless of what side of the political aisle you're on, it was very interesting investigative reporting because it's not even so much an educational and informative article, even though it is educational and informative, but it's kind of like reading a book. We need a board. Go away, Travis. Go away. Shoo. Let's see. What's next? I'm looking through my queue for a board, but I also read chat and I respond to chat when it shows up. I am not going to another channel just because you complain. You can go to another channel because you complain. Okay. That is done. I don't see inmates paying for their own stay. Yeah, the inmate doesn't pay. You do. Our prisons are accused regularly of treating prisoners better than old people in retirement homes. You know, there was also another interesting story where they were talking about how in Japan there were these like 90-year-old ladies that were purposely committing crimes because they lived better in prison than they did out of prison. Okay, that's a shitty ticket. I'll take that. Maybe this. This one looks like it's going to be shitty, but it may be interesting. Thank you, Gadgets On. Yeah, it was really sad, the loneliness thing. I hope I don't outlive my kids and friends. Spilled liquid on MacBook. Melted ice cream. You know what? That may be fixable, but that's going to smell really bad. F5. I'll take that one. No, I haven't even edited it yet.
What?
I was going to download it yesterday, but I left the power settings on my machines, had to sleep after 15 minutes, so by the time I got home, I couldn't remote in. Remember when I did that for that camera install?
Yeah, that's fucking funny.
I know.
Did you restore everything for the most part?
Huh? Yeah. I'm going to make a backup today.
That's what they all say.
I know, that's what...
That's what they all fucking
I don't need to make a backup today.
heard that too many times.
I have 2 PC3000 machines and a clean room for you could take apart my SSD and pull the ones and zeros out by hand.
You smart, you loyal.
Was there a... Did Kopaz come in today?
What's up?
Did Kopaz come in today?
Kopaz is not coming today,
You should make him pick up all the little dust follicles by your desk.
man. Imagine making him manually pick. Yo, man, you guys are fucking it up.
What
It's
is
not
that?
sticky anymore. It's not sticky.
What is all that sticky stuff?
That's from the hard drives.
Oh, I roll them every time I walk past
Me
it.
too.
Yeah, I know. It's
Stand here.
triggering. No, stop. That's you. You're doing that. Come on.
I didn't even know some of you put that there intentionally. I just thought that was like at the bottom of a box and now it's stuck.
I didn't do that, man.
What do you use them for?
That does the same shit. I use them when I need like to cut pieces to hold things. Because they're adhesive. There's adhesive on the
You roll the left one, I roll the right one. It's so much fun.
Yeah, little That's like the same shit.
I know.
Oh shit. Why are we getting rolled like
That's not very nice, Travis. Just post your pfSense router password and the internet will back up your data for you. Sure. Linus stream is boring. I prefer Louis stream. You prefer looking at an empty chair? Really? Hey everybody, how's it going? Oh crap. An unspecified error occurred while recording. Hey everybody, how's it going? So today we're going to get started on yet another dead MacBook. First thing we're going to do here, same thing we do on every MacBook, we're going to remove the coronavirus from it. No corona in my store. It's a beer virus free facility. No beer virus here, no beer virus there, no beer virus anywhere. Let's open this thing up, see what's going on with it. See if we can make it work again. Still wondering if you're removing or spreading coronavirus with that IPA and cloth. I am removing it. You spray, you wipe, you spray, you... War is about to break out here. Spray, wipe, spray, wipe. Also microwave the cloth every now and then. Then you spray the cloth with alcohol. Then you microwave it. You murder that corona good. I'm really loving this. See this? This is my overhead camera, and it works now. Look at that. No shaking. Smack the desk, punch the desk, punch the desk, punch the desk. I missed that. I'm really liking this thing. I don't know why I didn't get this thing a long time ago. I got this and this. So I have 2 sandbags plus the tripod, or a C-stand, whatever the hell. Awesome. All right. Let's see what this MacBook is doing. I'm going to turn on my multimeter and power supply software. I said I'm going to turn on the... There we go. So it's taking 600 milliamps. But I don't have a green light, which is weird. Okay, now I get a green light. So there's a delay in the green light coming on. That's also weird. Let's see what I get on the screen. All right, turns on. Now it has an SSD in it, so I would imagine that I would get some sort of Apple logo or something, but I don't. All right, let's see. Do we have 5 volts going to the screen? We do. Do we have backlight? We do. So why don't we have a picture? That's weird.
Had Apple logo and loading bar, and then it faded away.
What?
While you weren't looking, when you looked away and started typing, you had Apple logo, loading bar, and then it faded away.
Son of a bitch. How did you see that?
I'm watching stream.
Guys, look at this. Zoom all the way.
See, that's only the table moving, not the camera.
This thing's fucking awesome. I love it. I should have got this a long time ago. Okay, so the trackpad cable is bad.
Press Command F5 now to turn it on and set up your Mac.
Is that
If you would like to
the
learn
computer?
how to use VoiceOver to set
Yeah.
up your Mac.
Oh, it's the assistive thing?
All right, so the first problem we have here, let's see if any of you can... Oh, look at that. I love it. Look at the zoom. I can actually use all of my zoom now. You see that?
Without it bouncing everywhere.
You see that?
Look at that.
Okay,
Look how
so
steady.
the trackpad and keyboard, they mentioned the trackpad wasn't working right. Obviously. Next up, we got to... Now, I'm wondering if that's also going to affect the backlight. So let's see if I unplug that stuff, if the backlight now works. I'm really loving having a good overhead camera. This is a really nice setup. It's a Sony a5100 and a Cell 18-135 lens. It really makes a nice combination. I'm going to unplug the stuff that's corroded. See if we get any sort of difference here. Don't need the speaker. Don't need the keyboard backlight. Don't need this speaker. Don't need the right I/O board. And I don't need a webcam. Just additionalist. Okay, this is the interesting thing. The port does not look corroded. At least not too terribly corroded by Apple, by Macbook standard. There we go. Now the light's coming on quicker. Okay, now we get a backlight. So this machine's issue appears to be primarily a bad trackpad. I'm going to read what the customer had to say about it. I'm going to order a burrito because I'm kind of hungry. Seagate sucks then. Seagate sucks balls. Seagate is some garbage. Alright, before I continue though, gotta make time to get my burrito. Side salsa. Okay, food ordered. The computer was working, the battery one evening died, it wouldn't power up because the trackpad was corroded. That would have kept the power button down. Screen would come on and off, trackpad corroded. Trackpad and mouse showed trackpad and keyboard was missing. Again, that's going to be the trackpad. This is pretty much trackpad. I never knew that the trackpad could affect the screen showing up. That I learned something. Actually, wait a second. Let's see. It possibly can. Because let's see if the trackpad has SMC lid going to it. So this is an 820-4924 board. I'm going to take a look at it in the schematic in the board view. So what they describe is trackpad keyboard not working, which obviously is trackpad on this. And also the LCD itself. And also the screen not working. So let's go over how this MacBook works. So you have the keyboard connector over here, right? You have all these keyboard connections, WS keyboard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, on the older MacBook, what would happen is it would go to a USB chip on the board that would take the keyboard. It would take that keyboard information and turn it into a single USB signal and send it to a USB mux or the CPU. On this one, because Apple, it does something very interesting. It's going to take all this information and send it to a little BGA chip on the board down here, right? U4830. U4830 is then going to take the information it got from the keyboard, and I shit you not, it's going to send it out to the trackpad on an SM bus line, and then the trackpad is then going to take that information and then send it back with the trackpad to the computer. So if you go to the trackpad, which is going to be J4802 over here, it's going to take that information, and then it's going to turn it into trackpad positive negative, and also an SPI line. So on these machines, the trackpad and the keyboard can work via either USB or SPI. In the operating system, it uses SPI. In EFI mode, when you first turn on the computer and you hold down the option key and you can choose what drive to pick from, it uses USB. Why they're at two different modes to transmit the trackpad and keyboard information that work differently in different times is beyond me. The reason I know that there's two different modes that work in different ways is because when I have machines where the SPI line to the CPU is actually dead, it will only allow me to have keyboard and trackpad in EFI mode, not in the operating system. And here's the part that absolutely blows my mind. Apple does not have a USB driver for their trackpad or their keyboard on the A1466 for the operating system. I shit you not. You could put Gentoo fucking Linux on an A1466 with a blown SPI line to the CPU, and the mouse and keyboard work just fine. And OS 10, they don't have a driver for USB for their own fucking product. Anyway, it's hysterical. But if you check this out here, let's just make this TLDR. So keyboard signal comes into the computer, gets processed, goes back out to the trackpad, gets processed again, then goes back to the computer to go to the CPU. So rather than have the keyboard come in and go to the CPU, and then the trackpad come in and go to the CPU, you have the keyboard go to a chip on the board, then go out to the trackpad, and then go back in here. So that if the trackpad goes bad, you not only have a bad trackpad, you also have a bad fucking keyboard. And the best part of this entire system, the part that is just so beautiful, bittersweet, for people like me that make money off of fixing Apple products, this piece of shit cable over here dies for no reason. Now, this machine died because of water on the trackpad, because it's not liquid resistant, because why would Apple copy the design that IBM came up with over 10 years ago and how to liquid-proof their stuff? This died because of water. But there are many times where this cable over here literally dies for no good reason, and your trackpad and keyboard will start working, and it happens to die on the 2015 model, but not on the 2013-14. It's very similar to the hard drive cable failures on the A1278. So any of those hard drive cables, the 821-0814, I think. I'm sure if I got the number exactly right. But this 820-00184 over here, this cable will die often for no reason. And when it does, the machine will have no keyboard and trackpad. Now, usually it would just have no trackpad rather than no keyboard and no trackpad. But the reason on this model that everything dies is because of this ridiculous routing that happens. So again, the keyboard goes to a chip on the motherboard. Then from that chip, it goes out to the trackpad to then get reprocessed and go back to the computer. It's like you're literally going this way to go that way. I don't understand it. It makes me sad. But what I'm looking for here to see if there's anything on the trackpad connector that would cause the screen to turn off. And let's see if that's the case. So J4802 is going to be our trackpad connector over here. And that's going to be where the trackpad cable is going to go to the trackpad itself. Now, if we take a look at the list of signals over here, you'll see that one of those signals is SMC lid. SMC lid is going to be the signal by the Hall sensor on the side, also known, if you're not into electronics, as the little magnet reading thingy that senses the magnet in your screen. So how does the computer know when you close it? When you do this, computer on, computer off. What they do is they have a little magnet on the side of the screen over here. And then they have a little magnet reading thingy over here, also known as a Hall sensor, which is then going to detect when you close it. Now, the way this works on this machine is if you go over here to where the Hall sensor is, J5250, Hall effect pad, it's powered by 3.3 volts. Now, when SMC lid is 3.4 volts, it assumes the machine is open. When SMC lid is low, it assumes that the lid is closed. So what's most likely happening here on the trackpad is that when you close the machine, it assumes that the lid is closed and turn off the backlight. But since the trackpad has SMC lid on it, if the trackpad is shorting SMC lid to ground due to corrosion, the machine is going to think it's closed. Now, why is it that the trackpad would have any say over this? Why would you have that signal go to the trackpad when you already have it going to a Hall sensor? Why would you add this additional point of failure for the screen when there is no reason for it whatsoever? Ask Tim Cook. I have no fucking idea. I just make money off of it. I'm not the one who designs this crap. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye now. Man, that's fucking hysterical. In Macbook, trackpad kills screen. Man, they just keep giving me content. Apple engineers are crying when you ask these questions, literally crying with tears. All right, I'll see. Let's see. Should I keep streaming or should I edit some video? Should I keep streaming or should I edit some video? Should I keep streaming or should I edit some video? I got a lot of crap I have to do today. Stream or edit video. Okay, fine. I keep streaming. What am I going to do while I'm waiting for my burrito anyway? Let me put this machine back where it belongs. Be right back. Should I fly a drone into Kevin's head and film it?
Yeah, no, it's also that. This is why
Fucking Apple. Fucking Apple. Piece of shit. What's next? Ooh, a machine from Hawaii. I'll grab this. A machine from Hawaii. E15. Should change your company logo to a sheep shagging an apple. That's kind of weird, actually. That's bestiality and like fruitality. Yeah, E15 is the slot. All right, be right back. God damn it, I forgot the slot number already. That's the problem with this long trip from the back of the store to the front of the store. E15, E15. How's not having to do customer service every 9 seconds?
I'm actually getting through the 25 new slot tickets.
There's a lot of new stuff. You got me burrito!
Plate, not a burrito.
Oh,
You want it without the meat?
wow. E15, A1502 for Hawaii. Sorry. Did you miss Kevin?
No?
I missed Kevin.
Yeah, a little bit.
Kevin could use a haircut.
Yeah. Oh no, he needs more than a haircut.
No, I mean, it has very little. But uploading this, you need to get it over.
I really like my new overhead camera. I had so much fun zooming in on that because the moment you zoom in, it's done.
And it doesn't move.
I wonder, like, what happens with your lens if you have it turned like this? Because your lens is like 300 millimeter, right? Is yours servo or normal?
Normal.
So that's not a servo. Is that because Nikon lenses are?
No, it is. No, it stopped.
Is that because Nikon lenses are less shitty than Sony, or is it like
Either
a
that or
lubrication
it's a
thing? Or?
brand new lens. I don't know.
Yeah, watch this. Shit. When moon, when Lambo. Lambo never. How is your new little air filter?
It's good.
It's blowing.
It doesn't suck though.
Well, it sucks from the backside.
Oh.
Working on yet another MacBook. First thing we're going to do is remove the coronavirus from this MacBook. Does not turn on. Probably wouldn't have sent it here if it did. So, I'm kind of curious if it'll be worth re-reaching out to Twitch since it's been a couple of years and figure out if I can get a better arrangement than the shitty contract they sent me originally. Is it really true that like if with subs they give you get 150 and Twitch gets 350? Because if that's the case, I would probably say no on general principle. Like, I don't exist to make Twitch rich. $2.50 each, maybe. Yeah, I'll figure out how to reapply. I think it may be worth reapplying. People keep asking me that every day. You're not a semi-nude female, so I guess the deal would be worse. Says who? Fine. Can I, like, get some cleavage here? I see, I don't have breasts. That's the problem. There was this one guy that was a lifeguard at this pool that I went to, and he could actually do the alphabet with his chest. I bet he'd have a lot of subs on Twitch. Yeah, I can't do it. Womp womp. Nah, that's not gonna do it. Okay. There's doctors for that. I'm out of magnets. I need to steal some magnets. Where can I steal a magnet from? Here we go. Having breasts is not as fine as one might think, especially when you're a guy. I don't know. I think I... Is that why Twitch looks the other way and all the cam girls that use the platform for kind of like softcore porn? Probably a lot of money they get from it. I had to quit watching Linus. It was hurting my soldering skills just seeing what he was doing. What is he soldering? And it can't be that bad. It can't be Jay's 2 cents level. All right, so let's see what we got. So we got our standard dusty, filthy MacBook. Side of the Wi-Fi card is filled with crumbs, dust, dirt, debris. Fan is shoved with debris, dust, dirt. You know, it's your standard run-of-the-mill, typical, uncared for little MacBook. So I unplug the battery. First thing I do anytime I'm doing my troubleshooting, and I see I get a green light in the charger, but it's stuck at 22 milliamps. So the first thing we got to do here is figure out if we actually have a board problem or a parts problem. So let's unplug everything that's plugged into the board and see what happens. When can we see a Chris stream? Well, I got to get a microscope camera for him. That's actually the last thing that's left on the list. I have to get a good quality microscope camera and something to hold it. I already have a lens. I need to get... I can't find the camera that I have anywhere. So what I have and I use is in this one. Let's see if you can see. This is an OCS HDMI NH1080 by OpticsCam. It used to be available on microscope.com, but it hasn't been available for years now. And I like this camera. It's a good one, but it's a really good under-the-ball camera. All right, so keyboard unplugged. Let's see, is the keyboard keeping it from turning on? $200 milliamps, 0. I had a spike to 200 milliamps there for a second. Let's unplug the right I/O board because this could be a PP5 ESO short. That's something I would expect to be 500 milliamps. Nope, same thing. All right, let's get this board out of the case. I think the amps number is a little big. I'm probably going to make that smaller at some point. Okay, let's do our preliminary measurements. Turn on the Paul Daniels software. So PP3v3 underscore G3 hot has got to be present because we get a lightning charger. Next up is going to be 12.6 volts for PP bus. Okay. PP5ES5. 5 volts steady. PPVRTC G3 hot. 3.4 steady. PP5ES4 0. Enable for PP5ES4 0. What am I looking at there? Oh, I was looking at pin 3, not pin 4. Whoops. PP3v3S5 is present. We have a little bit of dirt and junk over there, but I doubt that's going to cause our machine to be dead. SMC is a little hairy, but so are we all nowadays with quarantine. And here we go. Here we go. Here we go, folks. What do you see there? What's that? How can I help you?
Corona delivery?
Oh, thank you. Corona free burrito?
Oh, no Corona free.
Thank you. What's this? Right, now we got to fix this board pretty quickly since my burrito just got here and there's absolutely no way in hell I'm prioritizing an Apple product over my burrito. So first thing to do here is figure out why my power supply overlay is not working the way it should on that other scene. Paste my transform. There we go. So what is that little corroded thingamajig? That's this. CPU PCIR. What the F are you? What is this? From to CPU PCH. SMC12 PC support. PC support? Is this how you turn a Mac into a PC? PC support. Alright, well, let's see. I'll add a little flux. Take my hot air station. A little bit of flux. A little bit of heat. Get down tonight. Get down tonight. A little bit of flux. A little bit of heat. Get down tonight. Get down tonight. A little bit of flux. A little bit of heat. Get down tonight. Get down tonight. Alright, that solder is there. Whoops. Yeah, let's just remove it. A little bit of flux. A little bit of heat. Down tonight. Get down tonight. One, two. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Oh. Come on. I just blew the resistor away. Let's try that again. Now, if anything else, what this tells me, even if this is not my issue, is that liquid got on this board at some point. And that's going to have to be addressed. Also, not usually a stickler for this, but that was the nastiest combining of leaded and lead-free solder I've ever seen in my life. So that was just triggering. I don't know if the camera resolved that low-level detail, but that was disgusting. That was like the grossest of the gross. So now at least what that told me is, it gave me the knowledge that liquid got near this computer before. So, I'll look at other stuff in that area and see what's going on. No. Okay. Okay, we had a spike to 600 milliamps instead of 200. That's interesting. But at the end of the day, it went back down to 25. No, so I should be taking a look for water. Let's hunt some water on this board, shall we? Someone says U1950. That's a decent guess, but that's on the opposite side of the board from the corrosion. It's also clean, so that's not it at all. Curious if an ultrasonic may fix this. Maybe the liquid is hiding where I can't see it underneath the chip. If liquid got here, I wonder if it got under the SMC, and I just can't see it. That will take a minor leap of faith and debate reflowing the SMC. This is kind of gross all around, honestly. This could use a good ultrasonicing. Rip SMC indeed. I'm also kind of hungry. I want to eat my burrito. So one way or the other, we need to come up with a solution for this. Man, this sucks. Why is it the only thing that has corrosion is something that has nothing to do with anything? That's my problem. I figured maybe I get lucky and the thing would automatically not turn on if it sensed the CPU was 600 Celsius or something. So maybe that being corroded would cause that, but of course not. Why would it be something simple? Why would life ever get to be rewarding and simple, when instead it could be a bad CPU? PCH. Burn trace inside the board or some other unsolvable shit. Sigh. 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 I'm about to lose my mind. Up in here, up in here. Da 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 da. Up in here. I'm about to lose my cool. There was a corroded choke near the knoth on the board. I don't know what a knoth is. I went to public school. One, two, three. Still dead. Still dead. Probably some random intermittent short or something because it's giving 150 milliamps on the start. So it's about time to eat my burrito and enjoy the rest of my day. I will see you all later. Thank you for watching, and as always, I hope that you learned something.